Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of July 26th, 2017. Sorry it's a little bit late this week, but due to moving Comics Conspiracy, I've been totally swamped and busy. But I have a chance to get up the pull list, so I'm going to do it now. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Action Comics number 984. This continues the Revenge story arc. It's been really interesting read. I got caught up with Action Comics, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything plays out. Next up, we have All-Star Batman and number 12. This is the first Ally story arc. I've read a couple. I'm caught up with it, and I'm like super excited to read it. Scott Snyder just does an amazing job with Batman, so excited to see what else he has in store in All-Star, and I'm also excited for Metal coming up later this summer. Yep, next month most likely. Yay, good stuff. Next up, we have another Scott Snyder book, and that is Batman: The Shadow, number 4 of 6. This is pretty interesting read, so I'm caught up with it, like it. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 961. This continues the Intelligence story arc. I have not yet gotten a chance to get caught up on Detective, but from what I've read so far, after the rebirth, I'm just looking forward to getting back into it. Next, we have a new number 1 from Valiant, and that's Faith and the Future Force. Number 1, curious to see what happens with Faith when she teams up with a group, and we'll see. Next up, we have Flash number 27. This is the continues running scared. Again, I'm a little still behind on Flash, but hopefully going to get caught up with it. Next up, we have Hal and the Green Lantern Corps number 25. This is the extra-sized anniversary issue. The story arc is called Fracture. Again, can't wait to get caught up. Next up is Hellblazer number 12. This continues the Smokeless Fire. If this is the last part to the Smokeless Fire, I think I'm going to drop Hellblazer from my pull list. It's an okay book, but I'm not like looking forward to reading it every time I get it, so it might drop to the read-only list. We'll see. Next up, we have Justice League of America number 11, Curse of the King Butcher. Got caught up, pretty cool, so I'm curious to see where it goes. Overall, Justice League of America has been an okay book, centered around an alternative Justice League team that is not composed of the standard group members that you're used to. Next up, we have the Kumandi Challenge, number 7 of 12. This book's just interesting because I have no freaking clue what's going to happen from issue to issue, so we'll see. But I've been enjoying it so far, and it's great to see the creative talents on there bring their voice to a story that's being told in single-issue parts. So, yeah. Next up, we have Mother Panic number 9. First story arc was a little rough. It's gotten better, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Mother Panic on my pull list. But for now, it is there, so we'll see. Next up is Outcast number 29. Robert Kirkman's Outcast. A slow burn book, but really good. Really solid title. I enjoy picking it up and getting to read Outcast every week, or every month, I should say. So, yeah. Next up is Redneck number 4. I've read the first issue, a lot of buzz behind this book, so I'm curious to see how it continues, but I need to get caught up, but we'll see. Next up is Saga 45. It's Saga. If you're not reading Saga, I have no idea what's wrong with you. It's just good stuff. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 22, continues the Kill Your Darlings story arc. So yeah, again, slightly behind on that. I actually need to read a couple issues that seem to tie in with something that happened in Action. So, yeah, I just need to hunker down and read. Next up, we have Teen Titans number 10, Blood of the Manta. Teen Titans is one of those ones that I might be on my drop list, even though it's written by Percy, who writes Green Arrow, and I love his Green Arrow stuff. But I'm just not sure if Teen Titans is for me. But a lot of people enjoy it, and more power to them. But I don't know if I'm going to keep going with it. Next up, we have Wonder Woman number 27, Heart of the Amazon. I need to get caught up on Wonder Woman and see how well the creative team shift was. From people that have read it, they say that they've enjoyed it so far, so I'm really excited to see how well Wonder Woman does after Rucka's run. And finally on the pull list is Exo Manowar number 5. I'm behind on this basically, 1, because I haven't had time to read, and 2, because we got shorted all our copies of an issue, and so I think I have about 3 issues to catch up on. But from what I've read, I've really enjoyed it. So I do recommend, if you get a chance, to check it out. If you're curious, I would go back and read the last series that Valiant put out for Exo. Really, really good stuff by Robert Venditti. I did grab some variants this week. First up was the Action Comics variant for $9.84. I also got the Detective Comics one for issue 961. Had Zatanna on it, so I was like, yes. Flash had a pretty cool cover for issue 27. Suicide Squad had its Will Porcheo cover, which his art just, I don't know, hasn't held up over time. And of course, Wonder Woman 27 with the awesome cover right there. So yeah, that's it for my pull list. I did grab some graphic novels this week. One was this Frozen comics collection. It's like Hearts Full of Sunshine is what it's called. My daughter likes Frozen, so I try and grab these and read them to her when I get a chance. Yes, I do have a stack of stuff I need to read to her, but we try. And if it's not, I want her to have stuff to read when she's really getting into reading. So next up is the graphic novel purchase is the deluxe edition of The Flash. This collects Flash Rebirth number 1 and also Flash 1 through 13 in this nice oversized hardcover edition. These are really, really cool, and they're starting to come out for the Rebirth stuff, so that's really really great. I can't wait to get a couple of them. I've already picked up at least one, but I'm looking forward to getting more of them. For those of you who are comic book, or actually for everybody, the August previews is out this month or this week. So if you don't pick up a copy, I would highly recommend seeing if you can check out the copy that your store will have, or check out previews online at previewsworld.com. But this is a great way to see what's coming out, what stuff you might want, like t-shirts or toys or all that stuff. But really, previews is the way to go to get your information on what's coming out, and to let your store know what you want them to order for you. So yeah, check out the previews at your local shop or pick one up yourself. Marvel is not in the previews, and that's a separate book, which is this thing right here. It should be free right now because Marvel's just dumping those out to attempt to get them into hands of people so that they're interested in what's going on with Legacy. But with some of this news that I've heard with Legacy, with having to hit order amounts to get the lenticular covers, and then the lenticular covers are going to be allocated even with the whatever orders put in, it doesn't seem like Legacy is going. It's more gimmicky, like that most people seem to be getting frustrated with and tired of at Marvel. So we'll see, but yeah, I'm hopeful, but not as much as I want to be. So that's it for stuff I brought home. Now it's on to the read list. Again, these are titles that I read to stay current on more books that I don't necessarily want to have for my collection. First up is Cable number 3. First 2 issues were okay, so I'm going to check out the 3rd issue. The only thing I don't really like about the book is the weird digitized weapon crap. I don't know. We'll see what the big deal with that is. Next up we have Steve Rogers, Captain America 19. Looks like Sharon's had enough of Hail Hydra Steve, but we'll see what happens in that issue. Next up is Infamous Iron Man number 10. Doctor Doom is just trying to be Iron Man, and it's okay, but we'll see. Next up is Secret Empire number 7. If you're wondering what the hell, didn't we just get Secret Empire? Yes, we got Secret Empire 6 last week. So you get Secret Empire 7 this week, and I think that's due to the fact that Secret Empire 6 was delayed. Again, Secret Empire is okay. The first handful of issues were really solid, but after that they've kind of staggered a little bit, and it hasn't been something that I've been really excited to read, but I mean, we'll see how it transpires and how Nick Spencer gets us through it. So Next up is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 10. Just a really fun book about Dr. Aphra and her antics and all that stuff. So I do recommend picking it up if you're a Star Wars fan, because Dr. Aphra is a really interesting character that they have introduced in the comics for this new Star Wars canon. Next up is Thanos number 9. This continues Jeff Lemire's run on Thanos. I don't know if it's continuing. I think it is, but I'm not sure. But Lemire's run has been great. He's no longer writing for Marvel, so this should be wrapping up fairly soon. Yeah. And finally on the read list is Weapon X number 6. This is part 5 of the Weapons of Mutant Destruction. This crossover has been pretty interesting. I've been enjoying it so far. It crosses over from Weapon X to Totally Awesome Hulk. But I don't really enjoy it because Weapon X basically started, and this was the story arc for Weapon X, and it's just kind of pulling Totally Awesome Hulk in to kind of boost sales, it seems like. So I'm not Weapon X has been good, but I'm really curious to see how well Weapon X is going to be after we get through this Weapons of Mutant Destruction. So that's it for my pull list. I am on day 7 of working 13 days in a row. We will start moving the Comics Conspiracy store tonight. We close at 8, and at 8:01 we're going to start breaking everything down and getting ready to move this weekend. So we are moving to our new location at 913 West El Camino Ave in Sunnyvale, California. We're hoping to be open next Wednesday for opening and having a party on Saturday the 5th. So fingers crossed we can get it all done in a handful of days. So I will be very, very tired nonetheless, and hopefully be able to give you an on-time pull list next week. We're not recording the Comic Conspiracy podcast next week. We did record our final episode at the old location last night, which is episode 318, I believe. So if you're curious, there'll be a link in the description below for that, so you can check out our reminiscing about the old shop and the location. And we also had Toby and Lane, who went to San Diego Con, give us some of their con stories. So yeah. So again, link in the description below for that. I do recommend checking it out. There's still time. They redid the Bryce Is Right t-shirt stuff on Teespring, or not redid, but put it up again. So if you did not get a chance to get a Bryce Is Right t-shirt, those will be up again. So I'll have the link in the description below for you for the new one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the window below. Love seeing those. And thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out at Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you get access to Bryce Brieflies and roundups from Charlie and Toby and other interesting content that we have there. For just Patreon backers only. But thank you to all our Patreon backers. Every little bit helps us with hosting and getting food and getting wonderful products. So thank you very much for that. Yep, that's pretty much it. I am going to get this up and go get ready because I'm going to go to work a little bit later. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.